Our first Power Tips speaker's vision for the world is to see humanity transition from fear-driven to purpose-driven. She's a former I think this is the way you do it in Singapore, six-time entrepreneur. And now she dedicates her life to helping speakers and entrepreneurs become heartfelt leaders, drawing on her 20 years of experience in advertising, studying human motivation, plus her own frustration with traditional therapies and psychological processes. She has created her own unique program called the Fifth Door. Through the Fifth Door program, she helps future leaders unlock blocks and barriers so they can get clear on their mission, speak from their most vulnerable, authentic self to craft messages that really land with their audiences. So thanks to her unique process-driven, pragmatic approach to personal transformation, where real leaders can occur, real change can occur, not in years or not in months, but in a matter of days. Her clients have christened her the Breakthrough Queen. So speaking on what's the one thing standing between you and success, please welcome Janet Hogan, the Breakthrough Queen. Over to you, Janet.
Hi, everyone. I'm just thinking that just on the back of what Jeremy was saying, I should rename my talk, How I Lost $3 Million in About 3 weeks. But anyway, maybe that would get a bit more attention. Anyway, thank you, Jeremy, and thank you, Kat. So I'd just like to start by asking you a question. Have you ever had that voice whisper in your ear, who am I to speak at APSS? Or on the other side of the coin, have you ever felt pushed to be a guru with tens of thousands of followers? So the imposter and the savior, two false identities that threaten to sabotage your success as a speaker. What to do about them? So let me share with you my story. As a 4-year-old, I was an adored only child until the day my parents came home with this little bundle. I thought they bought my baby sister from a shop. Anyway, as I watched the eyes of the room go from me to her, in that instant, I felt the shame of not being enough to make mummy and daddy happy. And so next time we went shopping, I got price stickers and stuck them all over the forehead of my newborn sister, hoping someone would buy her back. But instead, when we got home, my mum just flew into a rage, chasing me with the wooden spoon, saying, "Janet, you naughty, naughty girl." And so this seed of a dark thought was sown into my subconscious. I'm a naughty girl. And I would spend the next 40 years trying to right this wrong by setting up and running 6 businesses, trying to prove somehow that by martyring myself to hard work, I would make myself a good girl. But as they say, you can't outrun your shadow. And this belief of I'm a naughty girl would be what compelled me to take out this risky margin loan just before the 2008 global financial crisis. And over the next 12 months, I watched as virtually everything that we'd worked so hard for went up in smoke, millions of dollars just gone. And as I pulled myself up from the ashes, I had one burning question, which was, how could something so bad happen to such a saint? And it took me 10 years, but I finally figured it out, that every one of us carries this, if you like, mental termite that erodes our sense of self. And I call this mental termite your core destructive belief. Now, there's a wonderful saying, when you're in it, you can't see it. When you can see it, you're no longer in it. So the good news is that even though this is hardwired into us, as soon as this mental termite is exposed to the light, it shrivels up and dies. So let me give you an example. I was working with this mega successful influencer. He had 50 million website views, but he was exhausted. And I said to him, okay, so who are you? And he said, I'm a beacon of light. And I knew as soon as he said that, that was overcompensating for his core destructive belief, which as it turned out was, I am too dark. And so swinging between these two polarities, neither of which was true, proved exhausting. But as soon as he could see what had been running him beneath the surface, he could finally accept and embrace his core truth, which was, I am the wisdom of grey. And from that position, which required no effort because it was the truth, his success has really soared. And just in the last 12 months, he's now at 130 million website views. And then there was another speaker whose core destructive belief was, I am invisible. And now she's speaking from the heart, urging other speakers to, be seen, find your voice, own who you are. So my 3 power tips are this. Number 1, understand that there's absolutely nothing innately wrong with you. Every one of us carries this inner sinner and saint. 2, do the inner work, face your fears, unlock your core destructive belief, and also find out what your positive compensating belief is. And 3, that's when you can actually finally allow space to see and accept your core truth, because this is your authentic self. This is the self who speaks not from fear, but from vulnerability, not from shame and pain, but from passion. And this is the you, the true you that your audience really wants to hear from. This is the heartfelt leader that you really owe it to yourself to become. Thank you.
Wow. Thanks, Janet. Thank you so much for that. I've definitely had that voice in my head more often than I'd like to admit. And I have a few of those mental termites that I need to shrivel up and die. So I need to work on that.
Yes, they're nasty little critters and they do a lot of damage. I speak from experience.
Thanks so much. Everyone, please join me in opening up your mics and saying thank you to Janet for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you. Bring it on all the way to Darwin. Thank you very much.